Now, the girl, is she alive?
What girl? I don't know no girl. She's alive.
Where?
In the town. In the town.
Play out. You do what I say, when I say it.
Joel, I can handle myself.
It's called luck, and it is gonna run out.
Run! There's too many of them!
You ready to haul ass? Come on. Do you even realize what your life means?
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of?
It's hard to believe that The Last of Us was released over a decade ago. June 14, 2013. It was a story that hit you like a punch to the gut, an experience that made you feel, question, and even doubt your own morality. But how did it become one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time? When The Last of Us launched, it wasn't just another PlayStation exclusive. It was a cultural phenomenon. Within weeks, critics and players alike called it one of the best games ever made. IGN gave it a rare 10 out of 10. GameSpot called it a masterpiece. And it swept over 200 Game of the Year awards, something that was unheard of at the time.
It's the melding of the two things you look for in a game. Like, it's this awesome gameplay experience merged with this amazing story. 10 years from now, you can point back and say, that's as good as it got in 2013, and that's The Last of Us.
Very few games manage to make that situation, which again is a very familiar trope, that post-apocalyptic survival thing, feels so real.
It's a third-person shooter with stealth elements, but it's about that story, it's about those characters, it's about how it makes you care about everything that's going on in the game, and how even though it's dark and dreary and there's no hope, you still want to play it, you still want to see what's next.
You have a game like BioShock Infinite, which also has a male-female story kind of dominating it, but it has a lot of traditional video game things, like it's got a supervillain and things like that in it. Last of Us doesn't have that, it doesn't need it. And even though it takes place within the context of this world that's gone to hell and all these mutant zombies that are running around trying to kill people, the really interesting part in the story for me is how these characters relate to each other. It has nothing to do with the sci-fi or horror elements, it's just loving somebody and deciding what you want to sacrifice for their safety.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
What's the other option?
Go back to Tommy's. Just be done with this whole damn thing.
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
I mean, The Last of Us is a masterpiece. You want to talk about one word to describe it, it's a masterpiece. This is a game that will stand the test of time, that when we talk about video games that help shape the industry and change the way we told stories and change the way people thought of this medium, they're going to talk about The Last of Us.
So, what made it stand out? Sure, we had post-apocalyptic games before. But what The Last of Us did differently was focus on the people, not the apocalypse. It wasn't just about killing zombies or scavenging for supplies. It was about human survival, trust, and the blurred lines between good and evil. It was about Joel and Ellie, two people who never should have met but somehow became each other's reason to live. A great game can have stunning graphics, smooth gameplay, and intense action, but what truly makes a masterpiece? Characters, emotion, storytelling. And The Last of Us delivered one of the most unforgettable narratives in gaming history. In this section, we break down how Naughty Dog crafted such a deeply personal and emotional journey, one that still lingers with us years later. It all starts with one of the most gut-wrenching openings in video game history. No tutorials, no warm-up levels, just pure, raw emotion. We see Joel as a loving father, just a normal guy trying to make ends meet. But in an instant, his world is ripped apart. This wasn't just a shocking moment, it set the tone for the entire game. The Last of Us wasn't about being a hero. It was about loss, survival, and the weight of every decision. And from that moment on, players weren't just playing as Joel, we became him, carrying that grief for the rest of the journey.
Listen to me, I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby, stay with me. I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby, I know it hurts. Come on, baby, please. I know, baby, I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. No. No. No, no, please. Please, please, please don't. Please.
At the center of this story is Joel and Ellie, two people who shouldn't trust each other, yet somehow, they become each other's only hope. And what makes their dynamic so powerful is the slow, natural progression of their relationship.
Oh, shit. What happened?
Don't worry, this is fixable. I got his help. But I can't come with you.
Well, then I'm staying.
Ellie, we won't get another shot at this.
Hey, we're smuggling her?
There's a crew of Fireflies that'll meet you at the Capitol building.
That's not exactly close.
You're capable. You hand her off, come back, the weapons are yours. Double what Robert sold me.
Speaking of which, where are they?
Back in our camp.
We're not smuggling shit until I see them.
You'll follow me. You can verify the weapons. I can get patched up. But she's not crossing to that part of town. I want Joel to watch over her.
Whoa, I don't think that's the
I'm not
best
going
Ellie.
with him. How do you know them?
I was close with his brother Tommy. Said if I was ever in a jam, I could rely on him.
Was that before or after he left your little militia group?
He left you too. He was a good man.
I could just take her to the North Tunnel and wait for me there.
Jesus Christ.
Just cargo, Joel.
No more talking. You'll be fine. Now go with him.
Don't take long. And you, stay close. Let's go.
You mumble in your sleep. I hate bad dreams.
At first, Joel sees Ellie as a burden, just another job to get done. But Ellie, she's different. She's not afraid to call him out, to push back, to be human in a world that's stripped away so much humanity.
The outside. Look how dark it is. Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
Slowly, we see the cracks in Joel's hardened exterior. He laughs. He worries. He begins to care. And for Ellie, Joel becomes the father figure she never had.
Give it on back to Tommy. I'm gonna hang on to this fella, if that's all right with you. Go on, don't make me repeat myself.
What are you doing?
Your wife kind of scares me. I don't want her coming after me.
Sorry for stealing your horse.
Well, come back to town. Let's discuss it at least.
You know me, my mind's all made up. University, Eastern Colorado. How do I find this lab?
It's in the science building. Looks like a giant mirror. You can't miss it.
You take care of that wife of yours.
There's a place for you here, you know?
You good?
I'm good.
Adios, little brother.
But it's not just Joel and Ellie who make this world feel real. The Last of Us is filled with characters who leave a lasting impact, even if they're only around for a short time. Tess. A survivor just like Joel, but with hope that maybe, just maybe, this world can be saved. And when she sacrifices herself, it forces Joel to carry on, even if he doesn't believe in the cause.
What happens now?
What are you doing, Tess?
Oh, God. Maybe they had a map, or something to tell us where they were going.
How far are we gonna take
As
this?
far as it needs to go. Where was this lab of theirs?
Oh, she never said. She only mentioned that it was someplace out west.
What are we doing here? This is not us.
What do you know about us? About me?
I know that you are smarter than this.
Really? Guess what? We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess! Now, we tried. Let's just go home.
I'm not going anywhere. This is my last stop.
What?
Our luck had to run out sooner or later.
You going on?
No, don't! Don't touch me.
Holy shit. She's infected.
Joel,
Let me see it.
I didn't mean for this.
Show it to me. Oh, Christ.
Oops, right? Give me your arm. This was 3 weeks. I was bitten an hour ago, and it's already worse. This is fucking real, Joel. You've got to get this girl to Tommy's. He used to run with this crew. He'll know where to go.
No. That was your crusade. I am not doing that.
Yes, you are. Look. There's enough here that you have to feel some sort of obligation to me, so you get her to Tommy's. They're here.
Damn it.
I can buy you some time, but you have to run.
You want us to just leave you here?
Yes.
There's no way that...
I will not turn into one of those things. Come on. Make this easy for me.
I can find...
No, just go!
Ellie,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this.
get a move on.
Bill. A bitter, paranoid survivor who shows us what Joel could become if he keeps pushing people away.
That was close. Thanks for the heroics and all. Ellie. Hey, what are you... Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill!
Let me go.
Turn around and get on your knees. Just calm down a second.
Turn around.
All right.
And get on your knees. Don't test me.
Just take it easy.
Any bites?
Oh.
Anything sprouting?
Oh, God damn it, I'm clean!
If I see so much as a trick. Ow!
Stop!
Son of a bitch!
You done?
Am I done? You come into my house, you set off all my traps, you damn near break my shooting arm. Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors. And you can start...
Henry and Sam. Two brothers trying to survive, just like Joel and Ellie. But their tragic ending reminds us that in this world, hope can be shattered in an instant.
The hell? Shit, he's turning! That's my fucking brother! Screw it!
Shit!
Ellie? Ellie, are you all right?
Oh my God.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam?
Henry? Ellie, stay there. Henry?
What have you done?
I'm gonna get that gun from you, okay? Oh, okay, easy.
It's your fault.
This is nobody's fault, Henry.
It's all your fault.
Henry! Henry, no!
Oh my God.
David. The darkest side of humanity. A man who sees survival as an excuse to prey on the weak. Ellie's fight against him is one of the most chilling, intense moments in the entire game.
Do you know me? Huh? Well, let me tell you something. You have no idea what I'm capable of.
And then we reach the ending. The moment that still divides fans to this day. Joel makes the ultimate choice, not to save the world, but to save Ellie. To him, Ellie isn't just cargo anymore. She's his daughter in every way that matters. And he refuses to lose her, no matter the cost.
No!
Animal!
Carrie, shut the hell up!
Please. I don't want to die.
Come on, baby girl. I got you. I got you. Oh, shit.
Was Joel right? Did he doom humanity, or was he simply a father protecting his child? That's the beauty of The Last of Us. It doesn't give you an easy answer. It makes you feel, makes you question. And that's why, even years later, this story still resonates.
My best friend was there. And she got bit too. We didn't know what to do. So... she says... let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together. I'm still waiting for my turn.
Ellie.
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
You don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And you... No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
We've talked about the story, the characters, and the emotional weight of The Last of Us, but what made this game truly immersive was how it played. The tension, the brutality, the constant sense of danger. This wasn't just another action-adventure game. It was survival, where every bullet, every decision, and every encounter felt meaningful. Unlike many action games where combat feels fluid and flashy, The Last of Us took a different approach, weighty, brutal, and unforgiving. Every punch, every gunshot had impact. You weren't playing as an overpowered hero. You were a man barely getting by, fighting for survival wherever you could find. Every fight felt personal. There was no endless supply of ammo, no superhero-like abilities, just raw, desperate survival. And the best part? You had to think before engaging. If you tried to play The Last of Us like a typical shooter, you wouldn't last long. Stealth wasn't just an option, it was often the best choice. Limited resources, bullets were scarce, forcing players to conserve ammo and rely on stealth. Bricks and bottles, even small objects became essential tools to distract enemies or take them out silently. Listening mode, a unique mechanic that let Joel hear enemy movements, adding a layer of strategy. Every encounter forced you to decide, do you sneak past quietly? Do you fight head-on? Or do you find another way around? These choices weren't just gameplay mechanics, they immersed you in the world.
Look, we can work something out, right?
But it wasn't just combat and survival, the game also nailed horror. From the eerie sound design to the chilling atmosphere, The Last of Us had some of the most tense moments in gaming. Clickers, blind but deadly. One wrong move, and you were dead. Dark environments, flashlights flickering, hearing noises in the distance, knowing something was out there. Moments of isolation, areas where you were alone, forcing you to rely on sound cues. The clickers weren't just enemies, they were monsters that you genuinely feared. And that fear never went away, even on your second or third playthrough. Every encounter forced you to decide, do you sneak past quietly? Do you fight head-on? Or do you find another way around? These choices weren't just gameplay mechanics, they immersed you in the world. From its brutal combat to its intelligent AI, from the horrific clickers to its immersive world, The Last of Us wasn't just a great story, it was an experience you lived through. It forced you to fight, to think, to survive. And that's what made it so unforgettable.
Just be cool, man.
A great story pulls you in, and solid gameplay keeps you engaged, but what truly makes The Last of Us feel alive is how it looks, sounds, and immerses you in its world. From the stunning visuals to the haunting music, Naughty Dog crafted an atmosphere so powerful that it felt like you were really there, surviving alongside Joel and Ellie. Most post-apocalyptic games paint the world in gray, lifeless ruins. But The Last of Us did something different. It made the end of the world feel alive. Nature reclaiming the world, overgrown vines, animals roaming freely, cities drowning in green. Environmental storytelling, every abandoned building, broken down car, and forgotten note told a story of the people who once lived there. Diverse locations, from the flooded streets of Pittsburgh to the frozen landscapes of Colorado, every chapter felt visually distinct. One of the most iconic moments in the game, the giraffe scene, reminds us that even in a world filled with violence and despair, beauty still exists. These quiet moments made the world feel real, making us appreciate the little things Joel and Ellie experienced along their journey. It's been over a decade since The Last of Us was released, and yet, its impact is still felt today. More than just a game, it became a cultural phenomenon, changing how we tell stories in video games, inspiring countless developers, and even making its way into mainstream entertainment. But what exactly makes its legacy so enduring? When The Last of Us launched in 2013, it was met with universal acclaim. Critics and players alike praised its story, gameplay, and emotional depth. It didn't just sell well, it dominated awards season, winning over 200 Game of the Year awards. Metacritic score, one of the highest-rated games of all time. Over 200 Game of the Year awards, making it one of the most awarded games in history. Massive sales, selling millions across PS3, PS4, and later remastered for PS5 and PC. This wasn't just another hit game, it was a landmark moment in gaming, proving that video games could tell stories as powerful as those in movies and TV. The Last of Us didn't just succeed, it changed the gaming landscape. Before this, few games had achieved this level of emotional depth in storytelling. After its release, we saw a shift. More cinematic experiences, games like God of War, 2018, and Red Dead Redemption 2 took inspiration from its deep character-driven narrative. A focus on grounded realism, many developers started prioritizing human stories over fantasy epics. A rise in emotional storytelling, players wanted games that made them feel something beyond just action. It set a new standard for what a video game could be, a deeply human experience, where gameplay and storytelling blended seamlessly. Of course, we can't talk about The Last of Us without mentioning its sequel, one of the most divisive games of all time. The Last of Us Part 2 took risks, subverting expectations and pushing boundaries even further. Narrative risks, a bold, controversial story that forced players to see both sides of a conflict. Deeper mechanics, improved AI, more complex combat, and one of the most detailed animations in gaming history. Mixed reception, some fans loved it, others felt betrayed, but no one could ignore it. Love it or hate it, Part 2 solidified The Last of Us as a franchise willing to challenge its audience, proving that games can be as emotionally complex as any other storytelling medium. And then, in 2023, The Last of Us reached an even bigger audience, this time, on the small screen. The HBO adaptation, starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, proved that video game stories could be just as compelling in live action. Faithful yet fresh, staying true to the game's core themes while expanding on character backstories. Critical and commercial success, becoming one of HBO's biggest hits, praised by both gamers and newcomers. Setting a precedent, proving that video game adaptations can be done right when handled with care. It wasn't just a retelling, it added to The Last of Us legacy, introducing new fans to its world while giving longtime players new reasons to appreciate the story. So why, after all these years, do we still talk about The Last of Us? Because it changed gaming forever. It wasn't just about infected or survival, it was about love, loss, and the choices we make in impossible situations. Its emotional impact, few games have left such a lasting impression on players. Replayability and deeper meaning, every playthrough hits differently as you reflect on the story. A cultural phenomenon, from fan theories to adaptations, it remains one of gaming's most discussed titles. In the end, The Last of Us wasn't just about survival, it was about humanity. And that's why, even a decade later, it still stands as one of the greatest games ever made. From its unforgettable story to its impact on the gaming industry, The Last of Us is more than just a game, it's a landmark in storytelling. It redefined what games could be, and its legacy will continue to shape the future of gaming for years to come.